regular meeting Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. You stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Dr. Knoll, Ms. Brown,
Here.
Mr. Knight,
Here.
Mr. Kavesky,
Here.
Ms. Davis.
Here.
Okay, Brett, you want to
Yeah,
change a few things, sir?
two things, guys. One of which actually, just appreciate, if you look at under, just to make an addendum to this, if you look at under superintendent's report, personnel A, item 2, could you just change Teresa Fighter from monitor to para? That matters in our classification. That's what it should be on there, and that is what she is being hired for.
Same hours.
Yes, same hours. Everything else is exactly the same. It's that one word that needs to be changed. And so I appreciate the catch on that. 2, and I'll explain this later on, but under superintendent's report miscellaneous C, can you scratch number 3, the Sunday performance of guys and dolls? And I'll explain that when we get to communications prior to anything there, but just those 2 things.
You want to do number 1, 2, the indoor track, set up cross country?
Yep, absolutely. You should just, for indoor track on that. It does, just on the word, doesn't change anything with the pay or anything like that or with the approval. But if you just look at under 1, if you just change for indoor track instead of for cross country. So Coach Simmons is the coach for both, but it is for that sport, just to make it 100% accurate. Thanks.
Okay, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
So moved.
A second? I'll second. Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Knight,
Aye.
Ms. Brown,
Aye.
Dr. Knoll,
Aye.
Mr. Kavesky.
Aye. Okay, I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the organizational and regular meeting on July 13, 2025 as written.
January.
January, what did I say? Can't read.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, we're all having those.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Mr. Kavesky,
Aye.
Dr. Knoll,
Aye.
Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Knight,
Aye.
Ms. Brown.
Aye.
Okay, move on to the school report.
Yep, absolutely. So for our school report today, we have 3 out of our 4 Wildcats of the month that were here for January and for February. So we're going to take a second to introduce them. I'll call you guys up, have each one come up and stand. Guys, I do hate to break the news to you. You definitely are going to school tomorrow, so I know today was kind of out of there. So, but I appreciate you still being here. So we will start. I'm going to go with January 1st here. Grady, do you mind coming up first here, buddy? This is Grady McGirt. Come on, you can stand up front. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this. And then I'm going to read about you here with everything ready to go. And you want to turn this way so your mom can get you. No offense. They want to see you, but you got to make sure mom gets you. So this is Grady McGirt. He is one of our January Wildcats of the month. He has been involved with varsity soccer all 4 years. Varsity tennis, his junior, and going out again his senior year here. And he has been Willie the Wildcat his senior year, which he has been fantastic. If you've seen him around at all the different events, including just it was Special Persons Night or Sweethearts Dance the other night, Willie was the star of the show over there dancing around, having fun. A member of the National Honor Society his junior and senior year. Again in sports, soccer, tennis, and the cheer team is Willie the Wildcat. In the fine arts, he has participated in several musicals and plays from his freshman to junior year. And he has co-hosted the talent show, which I almost forgot about that. I don't know how I did. He has co-hosted the talent show all 4 years. For community involvement, he has participated in the Hall of Fame Parade, other enshrinement festival volunteer opportunities. He has volunteered during community day events and participated in the Winter Parade. He has volunteered at local museums and at their fundraisers, and he has volunteered at school fundraisers and events. His parents, which are here with him tonight, are Jason and Heather McGirt. Plans after graduation, Grady plans to attend the Ohio State University and pursue a degree in finance. So he gets to pick 3 questions. What's the best thing about being a teen? Said, I think the best thing about being a teen is being able to take advantage of all the opportunities provided by the school and my community. Moreover, I'm able to explore more freely what I'm interested in and find my purpose. What's the most important part of school? And he said, I believe the most important part of school is sports and any club that is offered. Sports and clubs allow students to socialize, challenge themselves, and learn more about the person who they are. And what is the coolest thing that has ever happened in school? I'm a little nervous to read this one. So some of the coolest things I've ever done in school happened when I was participating in the musicals and the plays. It's such a magical experience to work with a group of dedicated people and to see a project really come to life. Performing and entertaining others has always been something that I thought was awesome. Well, that was an easy one. I wasn't sure where you're going. But please join me in congratulating these great people. We're going to go up next here. Second one. Zach, come on up, buddy. Zachary Kendrick. Hey, and while Mr. Justice here from the Booster Club, just thank you for the shirts. Appreciate, get those here. This is for you. This is also for you. This are all ready to go. All right, so this is Zachary Kendrick. Zachary has been involved in six-man mentoring for all 4 years here. He has been a member of the golf team for 3 years. Additionally, he is here with his parents, Sherry Kendrick and Craig Kendrick. After graduation, Zachary plans to go to the University of Akron. Zach, what are you majoring in?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineering, fantastic. So please answer any of the following 3 questions. I don't know that you did that, buddy. All right, so guess what? That means on the spot, right here. No, in front of everybody, ready to go. No, it's all good. So here we go. You get to pick. Which hashtag is you get to pick.
This is not good.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Coolest thing.
All right, coolest thing that's ever happened at school.
Homecoming court.
Oh, homecoming court, fantastic. I love it. All right. What is, okay, I'm giving this one. You don't get to pick this one.
Oh, that's cool.
If you could sit on the park bench, but I'll only make you do 2. If you could sit on the park bench with an hour with anyone, who would it be and why would you pick them? I'm available to sit with you, but if you want.
I don't know. Really good question.
Thanks. I didn't come up with it, but I picked it out of this.
I don't know.
You want to pick one more then?
Yeah, maybe a different one. That'd be cool. I'd say an important part.
Okay.
Probably. I'd say probably building good friendships and connections during.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Hey, I think you can do it. This is my 4th year doing this, and that was the most anyone's ever been put on the spot. You did a fantastic job. You did a fantastic job. So great. All right. Corinne, did you answer the questions in advance? Okay, awesome. All right. Corinne, come on up. Corinne Bentley. Corinne, here you go. Yep. Okay, this as well. All right. So Corinne Badley, who's here with her mom, who we just learned this is a class of '97 reunion, I think, for kids out there. It's Mrs. Gerhardt and Mr. Roll are going from there.
And Mr.
And
Kendrick.
Mr. Kendrick.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Kendrick's is man. I didn't realize there was that many. All right. So, for Corinne, she has been a member of our sideline and traditional cheerleading teams for all 4 years of high school. She has also been a member of track and field all 4 years of high school. And I don't see it on here. Oh, never mind. There it is. I was going to say, I know there were the things. Cross country. She has been a member of the cross country team for 3 years. And she was a member of the gymnastics team for a year here. And here's the thing. Just to put that out there, when you do things like gymnastics, or we have some people doing swimming and things like that as well, you're kind of on an island because we don't offer them there. You have to go somewhere else. And that takes a lot of courage to kind of go out there and represent the school and herself. So congratulations on that. In the fine arts, she's been a member of the marching band all 4 years of high school, the concert band all 4 years of high school, and is a 2-year member of Tri-M. Her parents are Jason and Krista Badley, and after graduation, she plans to further education in college to study to become a pediatric surgeon. If I'm correct, did you tell me, did Lena in Baldwin-Wallace? Or are you not sure yet? Baldwin-Wallace or Kent State. Okay, fantastic. All right, so here we go. Her questions. What is the most important part of school? Corinne said staying organized with your schoolwork. If your high school experience had a theme song, what would it be? Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Not a good, I like it. And what is the coolest thing that has ever happened at school? Anything in animal science class. And I would tend to agree to that. If you've not been down to our animal science program, like when I'm having a bad day, I like to go down to animal science just to go in there and see everything. It's fantastic. So Corinne, congratulations. Thank you very much. up for the fact of, I've been here long enough that I'm actually getting to know the kids when they come out. The first year was reading some names off of, and so awesome, awesome kids. You guys, all three of these. And I see it each time. This is one of my favorite parts of every board meeting, because we like to think we're in charge when they're the board, I'm the superintendent, he pays the bills. But we have an awesome school because of these guys. We have great kids here, and these are just a great representation of that. So, and more than anything else, thank you. Thanks for what you've done for the school. Thanks for what you continue to do. Thanks for being great leaders. We really, really appreciate you. Well, you are welcome to stay and see if I make any more mistakes that we need to correct as we go. You're also welcome if you want to get out of here and go enjoy the rest of your unexpected snow day, okay? So, totally up to you, but you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go and wave to Jeremy. He'll have to be by himself.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Yep, congrats.
Anything else from the school?
No, nothing else.
Hearing of the public?
Nope, nothing was turned.
Let's go to the treasurer's report.
Okay, item A, as always, monthly financial reports, exhibit TA1. In the right section here. We've got the check listings for January, total of $1,568,589.69. I recommend, we pay those bills. Item 2 is the, monthly financial report, exhibit TA2 there. Cash reconciliation, showed total deposit accounts of $1,486,476.90 at the end of January, and investments of $17,179,352.93 for a reconciled balance of $18,260,624.55. Pages 2 and 3 of that are a cash position report showing the fund balances for each individual fund that we account for. And then page 4 is a listing of all of our operating investments held at U.S. Bank. Maturities ranging March 10th next month through October 31st of 2029 to match the reconciliation. And then the final page shows our financial report performance through January 31st, 25 compared with January 31st, 2024. On the receipt side, we're $84,000 higher total in the general fund this year compared to last year. Right on track with state funding. When you add in our basic foundation and our restricted funds, we're up about $80,000. Property taxes slightly lower, but that's just based on the timing of real estate payments and when those advances come in from the county auditor. On the expense side, we are $643,000 over what we spent January of last year, but when you look at what our projections are, we're only $88,000 over our projections. So we knew that we were going to have increased salaries and benefits. We budgeted for those. So overall, we ended January 31st with $14,120,836 in the general fund, and then a listing of all of our other significant funds there that we track that total the reconciled balance. So I recommend number 2 for approval. And then the last thing in item A are January 2025 donations. Linda and Ron Ream, $100 donation, Canton South Baseball. Anonymous donor, $300 donation for 6-man mentoring. And then Sarah Hilado, $20 donation for Canton South Middle School Art Show that was held last month. I recommend item A for approval.
Can I get a motion to act on the treasurer's report?
I make a motion that we accept the monthly reports.
I'll second. Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Kibesky?
Aye.
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
The second thing we have, item B, is a resolution to participate in the Stark County Schools Council of Governments school bus bidding. Typically that's done a little bit later in the year. We usually act on that in July or August, and then they open bids in October. Because of how long it's taking to order buses and get them in, they've moved everything up. So that way it lines up better with us placing an order to start the fiscal year and hopefully get those in more timely. So this doesn't lock us in to purchase any buses. The bids for this will be opened, I believe, in June rather than in October as the next one. So I recommend we participate in the bus bid purchasing process. again, does not tie us into buying any buses. I did want to mention, they did extend the current bid for bus purchasing, so we're able to still purchase buses under the one that was done in October. And based on some information that we've received, it looks like over the next 2 years, the cost of a bus is gonna go up about $15,000 to $25,000 or $30,000 per bus. So we're looking at the potential to purchase 2 buses under that October bidding price. We can sweep that out of our permanent improvement fund this year and save hopefully 40 or so thousand if we were to buy those this year or next year. So this allows us to participate in the next round of bidding, though, not the current buses that we'd be ordering. So I recommend we approve the resolution.
Okay, a motion to act on the treasurer's report, item B.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
Any questions or concerns?
Did you, what was the timing of the bidding?
They'll be opening bids up in June or July of this year.
Okay,
so-
and that's what you're saying with the time for when it would be
Right, typically
started?
it's in October, and then you place the order by January, and previously you get the bus by April or May, but, due to the, shortage of parts for buses, they're definitely delayed. The last bus that we received, I think it took about 18 months,
Yeah,
20
yeah,
months. So
And you don't
hopefully-
start insuring it until you receive it, right?
We don't have to pay for it or
Okay.
insure it
Not
until
until it's
it's
received,
delivered,
okay.
so, yeah.
But just as, and Jason alluded to this, but I just want to let you know, we went through a stretch there, honestly, prior to me coming here, where we had been purchasing and with our permanent improvement funds, buses, and Jason and, Steve Milano, and then they've done a really nice job of that. We took a few years off and have put our permanent improvement funds into other things, like you're gonna see, stay on track. But because we've taken that break, we're gonna need to start turning back over that a little bit here. So you are gonna see us coming to you for a bus, and they're, like Jason said, probably gonna look to maybe get 2 while we can at the lower price right now with everything, so, but those will be other conversations in the future. Just wanna make sure you're prepared to knowing that.
Mr. Chadson, call the roll.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Kreski?
Aye.
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye. Okay, communications.
So, gonna start off right now, and I'm actually gonna turn it over to Drew. You wanna, and by the way, Marissa emailed me, she could not be here tonight. There are softball tryouts that are starting up tonight. She's at those practices. So, Drew, I appreciate you being here, buddy, and I'm gonna turn it over to you.
All right, well, we have moved into the new semester. We missed the last day of our first semester, and then we missed the first 2 days of our second semester. So, a lot going on, but here we are, making it work. So obviously with Valentine's a couple days ago, there was the singing Valentines. Everyone was getting singing Valentines. It was a big public display of affection. So, and in a similar vein, the 6-man mentoring group, they hid, what was it,
460 or 450?
about 450 rubber ducks around the school to have everyone, hunt for them and incentivize everyone to look for them in kind of it's really supposed to include everyone, just like how everyone was getting singing Valentine's, everyone was looking for ducks. It was a big togetherness thing for everybody. So, I mean, I found a few, and I felt pretty great. What else? It's been a bit of a slow month, so not a whole lot. Sophomores got their acceptance letters to whatever CTE program they applied to, and all but 5 students who applied were accepted into their chosen program. And then 81% of our 10th graders all applied for a program. I think that about covers everything, really. Fairly slow.
Thanks, buddy. I
Plenty of good
appreciate
stuff.
Drew, thank you very much. I'm gonna touch on what Drew just said there. 81% of our sophomores applied for our career tech program. That's amazing. And I think it just speaks to just the quality of our programs, the fact that kids want to be involved in them. If I'm correct, you are in graphics design with that. So, and the thing I love about our programs is just because a kid, sometimes people think it's career tech or college, or it's just opening options. You can do both. We have lots of kids that do, so very, very excited. 81% of our kids, applied, and the vast majority were accepted. So just some other things, guys. One of the things I want to talk about, and we know we already struck it from the agenda, but the middle school musical, and this is something that just happened tonight, we've had a lot of illness among our staff directors, and it's caused us to cancel a lot of practices, push it back. So not something we like to do, but we are gonna move the middle school musical back. Instead of it being at the end of this month, we're gonna move it back to the middle of February, or excuse me, to the middle of March. It's now gonna be March 13th, 14th, 15th. Karen's working on communications, the directors are getting information out to the people involved. If you've already bought tickets, you will have the option, if you bought them for Friday night, to keep them for that new Friday night. Bought it for Saturday, Sunday will be the one that change, or we'll absolutely refund and go from there. Again, we just wanna make sure our kids are in the best possibility to be successful, and this gives us some time to do that here. Couple other things, had a really, really cool event over the weekend. Our cheerleaders hosted a special persons dance, sweethearts dance at the elementary school. I believe we had over 350 people attend. It was fantastic. Willie the Wildcat, he's not here anymore, but was there running around. I popped in before going to the girls' basketball game. I was severely underdressed in my Canton South hoodie while everybody else was in their shirt and ties, but I brought my wife, so I had my special person. We could count it as we go. But it was just a great event. Girls' basketball, as we know, I should probably talk fast because they are playing for the district semis tonight. They are sectional champs playing against Chagrin Falls. Boys' basketball opens tournament play on Friday at Firelands, which is really far away. Our wrestling team will open up sectionals this weekend at Northwest. And over the weekend, down Prosperity, won the Pac-7 at 113 pounds, Bryce Gear at 144 pounds, Mason Mitchell at 190, and D'Angelo Spears at 285. So all Pac-7 champions at the tournament we hosted here. A couple other cool things. 7th grade boys won the Pac-7 championship in basketball. And we had 15 students qualify for state competition in BPA, Business Professionals of America, and 26 students qualify for state competition in HOSA, which is the Health Occupation Students of America. So really excited for them, and again, just some really cool things that happened there.
Hey
So.
Brett, didn't D'Angelo Spear also
Yeah.
get named wrestler?
Oh, yep, I'm glad you said that, thanks
Yeah.
Jimmy, yep, absolutely, so not only was he league champion, but was also the wrestler of the year for the entire thing, so thank you, you're 100% correct on that, so, yeah, really excited on that, so, good for our kids. And again, just lots of things going with musicals and plays and getting ready for those spring concerts coming up and everything as well. Other than that, that's about what I've got for communication right now.
Did the wrestlers win the tournament?
We did not, we actually finished third, it was a really close battle between us, Manchester, and Tuslaw, but just the way it came down, we were really, really close.
Okay. So move it into the superintendent's report.
Yep, so if we start with item 1, under personnel, these are resignations. First of all, the first two are resignations for retirement purposes. That's Mark Peretta and Phil Forsey. Both of them have turned in their letters and are gonna be retiring at the end of the year. And obviously, sad to see them go, but excited for them. Scott Steinmetz is resigning as a monitor at Canton South High School. We had already approved him to be a non-degree bachelor, or excuse me, a non-bachelor substitute earlier, and you'll see a little bit later, he's taking over as a permanent sub for us here to really kind of fill that role in at the high school. And then Lyrica Lawson, she was doing a fantastic job for us, but just honestly, I don't know what happened. There was enough communication that we know, okay, but we couldn't get a resignation. We sent a letter for a resignation to abandonment. Only the second time we've ever had to do anything like that. But was doing a fantastic job when she was here, and I'd just like to ask that we would approve those, as well as with the employment then, Teresa Biter, as a 5.5-hour parapro, not a monitor, so very clear on that, making sure that is a temporary position though, that is going to be here really just to the end of this year, and that started January 27th. Amanda Lyon, now when you see her here, guys, she is currently a parapro for us. We are asking later on for her to be given a leave of absence. The reason for that is Mr. Knoll would like to have her serve as a long-term sub for while we have someone out on maternity leave. She's someone that they trust, feel would do a really good job in the art classroom over at the middle school, which is very, very important. So I'm gonna ask that we approve her as this, then we'll be approving a leave of absence during the miscellaneous portion of it for her as well. Dan Lambert and Keith Long as our, basically this is for the math tournament, they're gonna be joining in to help coach there. Jennifer Zamorelli as the assistant director to the middle school musical. Scott Simons, just like we just talked about above, now becoming one of our core subs here at the high school. And then the spring athletic hires, These are our assistant coaches really coming up for the spring. And as we know, we're gonna need to probably pull out Brady Knoll and also Carrie Taylor and Mr. Knight as a volunteer coach as well. But I'd like to ask that we recommend the approval of them without Mr. Knight, Carrie Taylor, and Brady Knoll.
Okay. Can I get a motion to act on superintendent's report, personnel, items 1 and 2, and we will pull out Brady Knoll, Rick Knight, and Rick Carey.
Carrie. Make a motion.
Jesus.
Second.
Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Kvesky?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Okay.
Yep, so now I'd like to make the recommendation that we hire Brady Knoll as an assistant track coach.
Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion that we hire Brady.
Second?
I'll second.
Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz will call the roll.
Dr. Knoll?
Abstain?
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Kvesky?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
And then I'd like to make a recommendation that we hire Carrie Taylor as an assistant track coach and that we hire Mr. Knight as a volunteer track coach.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Abstain.
Mr. Kvesky?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
All right, so item B is a resolution authorizing a contract with Energy Optimizers for stadium lighting and lighting controls at a cost not to exceed $441,440. So this is part of our permanent improvement plan, and this is something we had been looking at needing to happen. We've been talking about this as part of our project. Couple things. One, as we're putting in a new track this year, it's the perfect time to do it, because when they do bring cranes and stuff out there, we're not gonna have to worry about them damaging the track, because they'll do it right before, we're coordinating with them to get that done, so that will be done prior to them tearing up. As we talk lighting, there you go, thanks. Thank you, appreciate it.
I should have hid.
Yep. That would've been fun.
And then look, see, next time.
Next time.
Oh, you got a plan.
Yep, absolutely. So that's one thing, is the timing of it allows us to do there. And two, I don't know if you realize, but we started having to replace lights out there over and over again. I think anywhere from 8 to 10 lights this year, we had to go up there and replace lights on our current light pole. So it really is time. I can't give you the exact time, but we're talking easily well before you were here. I mean, over 20 years. On Mr. Knight, you may have the best for that. They will be LED lights. It's going through Energy Optimizers, which is a company that is part of a cooperative purchasing program, that they go in and they have to bid into that program to get in there, which is how we guarantee that we're getting the best price, because the cooperative bidding does this for us. On top of it, we did a little bit of research on this, there were slightly cheaper options. We are going up to 50 foot per candle, or 50 candle per foot lighting. Currently, we're at 30, okay? As we did the reading though and recommendation, for a stadium between 2,000 and 5,000 people, which is what the recommendation is 50. You start to get to bigger stadiums, it goes all the way up to 200, which we're nowhere near anything like that. Additionally, we checked with Downton, Canton Central Catholic, and Beaver Local, who have all recently put in, and they all did the exact same thing. They went to 50. So it's consistent with what other stadiums of our size are doing as well, and it is what's recommended. So just would recommend that we would approve that. And again, it is coming out of our permanent improvement that we have budgeted to have in there ready to go, and we think now is the right time.
Is it pretty instant off and on with the lights then?
It is, and it will be controlled now by apps on our phone to go from there. And Energy Optimizers, I should have said this earlier, they are working with Abbott Electric and with Musco Lighting to do this project. Musco is, they do the lights, for NFL stadiums, so.
And 432,000 is the portion for the stadium lights, and we have 9,000 under the lighting control portion for the high school to commission the lights. Our lighting system here, we have a little bit of work to do with on and off. Right now, our custodians have to go around in the morning on days like today, because the lights are scheduled to come on based on the schedule. All the lights come on, they stay on unless somebody goes around and shuts them all off. So they're gonna be working with us as Energy Optimizers to decommission that system that we have, update it, get all the updates done, so that way we don't have to have people go around and shut every light off, so.
Because how will it work then, if you, and like if we didn't have school?
I think we're
It'll
out of
be-
order.
We will.
We're having a discussion before we've had a motion.
Oh,
True.
wait, yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, absolutely. Do you
So-
wanna do a motion and then go, yep, good catch.
Okay, can I get a motion on the superintendent's report on item D?
So,
Um,
oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'll second.
Any questions or concerns?
There we go.
Alright, so it'll have a schedule, so that way, we're able to, Mr. Stepanovich or Mr. Knoll will be able to, go in through the computer and click turn them off, instead of everybody having to go in. Right now, we just don't have that setting, we have basically school days, non-school days. So the days that are.
You can override.
Right, it's an override, but an easy override.
Nick, is there anything?
Well, and I was gonna say, right now, like a lot of our foyer lights, you'll notice on some of our events, everything right now is controlled by the relay in the actual green box that's in the mechanical room, as opposed to just setting a schedule and having those come in, stay on for 2, 3, 5 hours, whatever it takes. So, we're hoping to get all of that optimized to where we have control, so.
I actually had a community member ask me, why are lights on in the building? There's
Yeah.
nobody in there.
Yep.
And then with our own electric bills going up, they're like, how much is that costing our district?
That's why literally this $9,000 is added on, because it's gonna save us in the long run. And just so you know, one of the things Jason and I are gonna be, I know Jason and Nick and Chris went over to a thing at the county. Energy is an issue that we need to be addressing, and we need to be looking at. And that is the other thing, the LED lights at the football stadium are more energy efficient than what, so, but it's gonna be something we're talking to you about with energy costs, because people are seeing it in their own homes, and this is gonna be something we hopefully we can do here, so.
With the increase of what I would call lumens, and you're saying it's candles,
Yes.
do we have any concern for like, that's almost doubling the light exposure, so like, should we say something to neighbors and surrounding?
Great, that's a great question. The way these lights are, it's directly on the field. Like,
Okay.
they are directly on the field, like, and that's the beauty of the LED lights. It's a great it's not going to be like, it's not gonna be the,
Right, like
it's
a
not gonna be,
beacon.
it's not gonna be the Griswold's house.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Okay,
literally.
cause it,
Yeah.
when you said it, it was like, that's
No,
double the
no, no.
light, okay.
Absolutely, but one of the things that they are engineered to do, and this is where Musco, again, they are one of the most well-respected. In fact, when I talked to them, I was like, are you going through Musco? And I'm like, yes, we got them through energy optimizers, and exactly that it'll be on the playing surface for our soccer games, for our band, like for everything, it'll be right there.
Okay,
But great
fantastic.
question, yep.
And then this is more of just for me, an awareness, I don't know if it's in our policy, is it always a 10% freedom in that amount? So it says that you are allowed to negotiate up to not exceed 10%, is that standard for us?
It's pretty, yeah, it's
Okay.
standard, yep.
And then the last question I had is, since they're LED, do we get an opportunity to change the color?
Okay, so that was for more money, and we are not doing that.
Okay.
Okay, so significantly more money.
Really?
If you were at our playoff football game against Beaver Local 2 to 3 years ago, when we played down at Beaver Local, they had just put, and they could change the color, and they
Right.
could do a light show when they scored touchdowns. Please know, we thought this cost was sufficient, and we did not, we did not need, that will be for the next superintendent and board to decide to upgrade those. But yes, that was an option that we chose not to explore.
Okay, fair, yep,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Schatzel, we call the roll?
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Kvesky?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
All right, so item C, first of all, and these are retroactive, approve athletic events, indoor track meet on February 2nd at Mount Union, and the Stark County meet, which was just this past Sunday, and those are for indoor track, that we were approving those. Item 2, approve a Sunday practice, again, retroactive, our girls won on Saturday, they only had 2 days between the game, and we want to get down and support them here in a little bit, so we gave them the permission to practice as well. We're skipping number 3. Number 4, continued membership in the Ohio High School Athletic Association. This is something we have to approve every year. This is what allows us to participate in the tournaments, something that I mean, just something, it's kind of a rubber stamp that we need to do each year for that. Number 5 are overnight student trips. We just talked about BPA students, to allow them to go to the state competition March 9th to the 11th. HOSA to their state competition April 8th to the 10th. Local festival and educational clinic at the Accent Music Festival at Tifton University. Mrs. Hogue is taking her Sounds of South students there as well. And then our 5th grade camp outdoor experience at Camp Elkhorn, May 8th through the 9th. Those are always great things, so they ask that we approve that. Number 6, approve participation in the Ohio Schools Council to take advantage of consortium savings on various services, with dues estimated to be around $500. How I just talked to you about the stadium lights, that we were able to get them through, we can go to a cooperative purchasing. That's exactly what this is. They look at big things, big ticket items. They do the bidding for you, so that it actually saves us a lot of time, energy, and so we'd like to continue to join that Ohio Schools Council. Jason, I'm correct, this is something we have done.
We have in the past, but we haven't been for the last few years.
Yep, and so just, it gives us the freedom, for $500, if we need to make a big purchase, if we need to do something, it gives us that opportunity to do that. And number 7, this is what I talked about a little bit earlier when we approved Amanda Lyon. We'd like to approve her for an unpaid leave of absence with the effective dates to coincide with her long-term sub for Canton South Middle School teacher Caitlin Friday. If I'm correct, that's gonna be starting real soon here, as in. That's what I was thinking, I just saw the thing with the babies. Okay, perfect. So with that being said, this allows Caitlin, or excuse me, this allows Amanda, she's taking a leave. When she's done with it, she will go back into her role as a paraprofessional and not lose her seniority or anything like that. So that's what's happening with that, and I'd like to ask that we approve items 1 through 7, obviously without number 3 in there.
Okay, can I get a motion on the superintendent's report on miscellaneous items 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7?
I'll make a motion.
A second?
Second.
Any questions or concerns? Mr. Schatzel, will you call the roll?
Dr. Knoll?
Aye.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Kvesky?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Good. Moving on to the informational item.
The only thing I have right now is, they're getting back into some bills, and, I looked today, there wasn't a lot on education, other than the budget, which is a big issue, and we're seeing where that's going. There's a big tussle there to determine whether we're gonna stay with the budget that had been approved, or whether they're going to amend it and do something different, so it's up in the air right now. I think they're leaning, maybe keeping it the way it was, with some tweaks. We'll lose some money, but not.
The budget bill that the governor presented his proposal, so the governor presents a budget, and it's looked at by the House and the Senate independently. They come up with their versions, and then they get together and they do a joint hearing on it. And then whatever comes out of that, they both act on, and then the government would sign it. So it is a several-month process that probably will take us all the way through late June for our funding that we get next July. They did release simulations. My experience with those is it's almost wasted time to get too far in the weeds on the simulations, because it changes so much between each level. But it did show us losing about $180,000 in our state aid for next year, and about $280 the following year additional. So concerning, the major concerning thing is the funding guarantees. There's a lot of districts in the state that are on the guarantee. So if your funding level, the calculated funding goes below a certain level, the state guarantees you're gonna get at least this amount, which was based on fiscal year 21 numbers. The governor's proposal cuts that number by 5% next year and 10% the following year, so down to 90% of that funding level. So some of the neighboring districts are on the guarantee. We potentially could get there with our increase in valuation and declining enrollment. So something for us definitely to keep an eye on and advocate with our legislators to not have that cut in the guaranteed funding.
Sure. And then the other thing is, the Senate Bill 1 and House Bill 62 have been in the news a lot, and that's basically doing with college, the DEI in college. And so I think that's going to filter down to us. It will come down. But right now, their focus is that, and it's a big battle, and I don't see any way it's not going to pass with as the federal movement to do with DEI. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out, and it's going to be very difficult for college professors. It's going to tell them what they have, how they have to teach, and what they can't say. You know, they are saying that our college professors are brainwashing our students. So,
Shame on you,
I
Doctor.
indoctrinate mine every day.
So,
What
yeah.
you will think.
So that's where we are with that.
Well, and as you say that, just so you know, so everyone knows, we do Wildcat Community Standards here. And that started as a DEI push in 2020, after, you know, a lot of the things that were happening. And as we really looked at it, we switched it from what would be maybe someone as diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, to really our Wildcat students. We take our mission of every child, every minute, every day. When we meet and talk our Wildcat community groups, we meet with our staff, we meet with, we meet as an administrative team. What we're really looking at is how are we making sure that we're not putting up any barriers to our students here to reach their God-given abilities and talents. And that doesn't matter their race, their religion, their ethnicity, anything like that. How are we making sure that we're being the best we can, that this is a place where all students feel like they belong? And so I don't think there's anything we're doing that could be considered controversial, anything we're doing that could be considered, outside the norm of what a school should be doing to make sure that kids feel like they belong when they walk in the door here, regardless of their background, race, religion, sexual orientation, anything like that. So just in case you ever get questioned or anything like that, we do Wildcat community work, but it is not to elevate one group over another or not to meet things. It's just simply to make sure that every kid, there's no barrier standing in the way to them being as successful as we know they can be.
Okay. Other business?
Yeah, so two things for me. One, Business Advisory Council, just want to remind you, I am continually going to those meetings to represent us. The last one was in Navarre at the Tractor Supply Company Distribution Center. It was unbelievable. Get a chance to see how business works. There's business leaders there, there's superintendents there, there's people from universities. Really, really a great event. I believe the next one is next Tuesday. I'll be attending again. I do try to go there once a month and be there at those. The bullying and harassment report, in full disclosure, guys, this has to be presented twice a year. This should have been presented to you earlier, either in January or December. Totally honestly, just slipped our mind. We'll get the second one here in June. But I do want to go through a couple things, because when you look at this, you'll see the number at 3. And sometimes people are like, wait a second, you're telling me there's only been 3 things of bullying and harassment. What I want to remind everyone, what gets reported here is not every allegation of bullying and harassment, not every time someone walks in the door and says, I'm being bullied. This is after our administration goes through, looks, investigates, and determines what meets the definition. Is it a repeated offense over and over again? Is there an imbalance of power? This is not documented every time someone was mean to each other. This was not documented every time someone had a conflict or someone said a bad thing to each other. These are, did we have a situation that rose to the level of bullying and harassment? So I never want anyone to think, wait a second, are you guys sweeping things under the rug saying this? No, we have lots of incidents where we wish kids would be better to each other, where something mean was said, where something was not done right. But that doesn't mean it rises to the level of what the true definition of bullying and harassment is. An imbalance of power, repeated over and over again, or so severe and persuasive that it would qualify as harassment right away. So I just want everybody to know when you look at these numbers, I don't want people to think, wait a second, what are they talking about? No, we have lots of things that get reported that our administrative team, I think, does a really good job of working through with our students and our families to get to the bottom of, and our staff, everybody on that. So just as I present this to you, I just wanted you to have that. Any questions on that? I don't want to leave anybody. Okay.
Good.
No, I was gonna say, I definitely have questions. Okay, but no.
Okay, if you have any questions pertaining to the agenda items or board action, you can email brett.yeagley@cantonlocal.org, jason.chatzel@cantonlocal.org, or tom.tedeschi@cantonlocal.org. All right, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session for the evaluation and employment of public employees and negotiations with public employees with no action to be taken.
Second.
questions or concerns? Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Knight?
Aye.
Ms. Brown?
Aye.
Dr. Noel?
Aye.
Mr. Kvesi?
Aye. Okay, we're back in regular session. I'll make the motion to adjourn.
You got it.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
Mr. Schatz, will you call the roll?
Mr. Kvesi?
Aye.
Dr. Noel?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?